I'm Kathleen Harshberger. This is week 2 of the Mary Draper Ingles story. We'll pick back up in Shawneetown, where Mary, her children, and her sister-in-law Betty have been taken. The nightmare continues. Betty is forced to run the gauntlet. That means 2 long rows of Indians form up facing each other, and Betty is forced to run through it, all the while being beaten and beaten with clubs and sticks. Betty is to experience more heartache that terrible day. She is given as a slave to an Indian family and led away to who knows where. Interestingly enough, Mary is not forced to run the gauntlet, and she never knows why. Perhaps it's because the Shawnee observed that she knew the secrets of the plants and herbs that she had gathered in the forest, and she used that knowledge to heal Betty's arm from the gunshot wound. Now, the Shawnee placed great stock in that sort of knowledge and felt she would be invaluable in healing their sick and their wounded. On that same terrible day that Betty was taken away, Mary loses her 2 little boys. They are torn from her arms and given to separate Shawnee families to raise as their own. Now, there are French traders in Shawneetown and a trading post. Mary can sew very well, and she makes herself useful and therefore safer by sewing shirts from bolts of cloth for the French traders who had hired her. The traders in turn then sell the shirts to the Indians who love their brightly colored checked material. A note on the Shawnee. After Mary returns, she had 4 more children, the youngest of whom was John. Mary told her story to John, who wrote it down. Mary wanted John to know that contrary to some beliefs, many of the Indians were civilized and advanced in their thinking and peaceful in their ways. One such Indian chief, Cornstalk, saved her life. You can Google the great Chief Cornstalk, which is his anglicized name. Now, there's one particular Frenchman who was to play a huge part in Mary's escape. We will call him Pierre Laval. More about Laval later. And there's another white woman there, German by birth. She was from Pennsylvania. She'd been a slave for many years. The Indians called her the skunk woman because she tied a skunk pelt around her belt. Her years of captivity had left her sullen, suspicious, and cantankerous. We'll call her Mrs. Bingaman. Now, all along the journey, Mary makes sure she will remember the rivers they are following and how these rivers twist and turn. She is determined to put this knowledge to work and to escape at the first opportunity. Mrs. Bingaman mocks Mary and her dreams of escape. However, Mary is determined to leave, no matter the obstacles, no matter the danger. But before she can leave, the ominous-sounding Shawnee war drums begin to beat. More next week. And be sure you mark your calendars for the Mary Draper Ingles Festival weekend of July 29th through the 31st.